From the Siouxland News Studios in HD, the Wayne State Coaches Show with Jordan Furby starts now.
How we doing, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Wayne State Coaches Show. I'm Jordan Furby, and joining us, as he always does, is the head coach of the Wildcat football team, Mr. Dan McLaughlin. Coach, welcome back.
Thanks, Jordan. It's good to be here.
Well, Coach, talk about the game last Saturday against Winona State. If they gave awards for close games, I think you guys would take the cake this season. Just another close, hard-fought battle. Unfortunately, you fall on the losing side, 45-41 to Winona State. A very exciting second half. We'll get to that here coming up in a little bit. But talking about the first half a little bit here, it started off a little rough for you guys. You got the block punt for a safety. All of a sudden, they're on the board 2-0, and then they score a quick touchdown to go up 9-0. But you guys make a nice comeback, a nice response. Tyler Bash, again, playing well, 47-yard field goal, gets it to 9-3, and then another touchdown from them. But I kind of like the responses from the team because it seemed like every time that they could have ran away with it, you guys make a nice comeback and a great response, too.
Yeah, I was really proud of the kids. I told them after the game the way they fought. It would have been real easy. You know, we're struggling this year, as everyone knows. We've had some rough spots. We're playing at Winona. It was their homecoming. They had 5,000 people there, a great crowd, kind of an intimidating atmosphere, but it was fun nonetheless. We get a blocked punt. We have a missed assignment up front and block a punt. Sean McClure made a great play on the blocked punt because the ball was rolling around in the end zone, and he kicked the ball out of the end zone for the safety. Otherwise, it might have been a touchdown. So he saved us some points there. Tyler Bash had two nice long field goals again, but another good day. But they jumped on us early, and it would have been easy, I think, to fold the tent at that point. And our kids didn't do that. They continued to fight all day. We actually regained the lead in the first quarter and did a nice job there. We had a long pass from Zach Osborne to Adam Stark again for, I don't know how many that's been this year, but Adam is averaging 25 yards of reception. So things have done well, and I was just really pleased with the kids at how they continued to fight. And
it's nice to have that deep threat. It seems like him and Zach have really been working some nice chemistry. It's the second game in a row they've had a nice deep score.
Yeah, and I think 5 on the season of over 50 yards. So that's significant, I think.
And you mentioned another great game from Charlie Davidson. It's 2 in a row for him after having kind of a little bit of a lull there mid-season. 27-yard touchdown gave you guys the lead 17-16. You think you're going to take that in before the half, but then their quick strike offense does it again and strikes just before. But to be down 7 points at halftime, after the way you guys started, you had to be at least a little pleased with that.
Yeah, I was disappointed with the score right at the end of the half, and but we went in and I told the kids, I said, I think we can win this game. I really do, because we haven't played really well in the first half. We're going to play a lot better in the second half, and I think we're going to win this game. And we went out and gave a great effort and almost did. Unfortunately, the emphasis is on almost.
And 24-17 was the score at the halftime. We'll get into the second half a little bit here, but what was your kind of speech to the kids at the break?
It was all positive because, you know, with the block punt and we had an interception that gave them the ball down deep, and we just hadn't played really well, and yet we're only down a touchdown on a score late. And I said, I really truly believe we're going to win this game. Let's just keep doing what we do. We'll be fine.
Well, it was an exciting second half. We'll take a look at it here coming up in just a little bit. It turned into a shootout pretty much for the Wayne State Wildcats. We'll also get Coach's thoughts on the game. We'll see what else is going on with Wayne State Athletics in Wayne State 360. That's presented by Northeast Nebraska Insurance. We'll also preview today's opponent. Don't go away.
Siouxland News presents the Wayne State Coaches Show on Fox 44. Brought to you by the Diamond Center, State National Bank, Pack and Save, The Max, Arnie's Ford, Michael Foods, Northeast Nebraska Insurance, and Wayne State College and the Wayne State Foundation.
And welcome back. We're here with head coach Dan McLaughlin. Coach, looking at the second half, you guys were only down a touchdown, 24-17. Second half, it kind of just turned into an old-fashioned shootout. It was almost whoever had the ball last was going to win. 5 possessions to start off the second half with 5 scores between the two teams. You guys cut it to 4 with a field goal, 24-20. Of course, they scored. You answered. Nice 17-yard touchdown again from Stark. 31-26. You guys cut it within 5, and you seem to be right there for the grasp, for the taking, pretty much the whole second half.
Yeah, our offense really played well. Coach McMenamin and his guys on the offensive side had a great game plan. Kids executed. I thought our offensive line played really well. Charlie Davidson had another great day. Zach threw the ball well. Adam Stark had a good day. So we were getting up and down the field. We just had to get an opportunity to stop them, and which we did. And again, that last touchdown is like a punch in the stomach. So.
But again, you mentioned Charlie, 57-yard touchdown here. Great throw from Zach. You're seeing here. These were some great highlights here in the third quarter. Fourth quarter kind of turned into a little bit of the defense taking over, but Zach marches down the field and finds Grant Otten there for, you guys get the 1-point lead, go for 2, get a 3-point lead. Again, that quick response from Winona State. Just kind of take us through after you guys took that 3-point lead. What was the mentality? Because there wasn't much time left when they ended up getting that touchdown.
Yeah, it was a minute to play. Well, we made a nice drive. We converted 2 fourth downs, and Zach made a great throw to Grant Otten, who made a good catch and turned that into a 20-yard touchdown to take the lead by 1. So we decided to go for 2 to make it a 3-point game. And Zach made another good play and converted the 2-point conversion, so we're up 3 with a minute to play. And we had been kicking the ball deep into the corner to prevent a return. And we had that called again. Unfortunately, we hooked the ball a little bit and it went out of bounds. And so they got the ball on the 35-yard line, which is not good because, again, good field position. Mike Aldrich had him sniffed out. He called a screen, and so he ran a stunt to stop the screen. Unfortunately, we didn't get into the stunt, and half of them did up front and half of them didn't, and it exposed the back end basically. And of course they ran the screen, which was a great call by Mike, but because we didn't execute the stunt properly, they got 3 linemen out with a fast back, and they got blocks, and he's just lightning fast, and he did a great job. And they went in from 65 yards out with 50 seconds to play. We got the ball back with 50 seconds and 1 timeout, and made a pretty valiant effort to get down the field, and we just didn't get it done. But a great execution on their part. You got to tip your hat to them. They're a great football team, but like I said, it was kind of a punch in the stomach for our kids because they played really well on the road against a top 4 opponent, and it was just a great game. It's just unfortunate that somebody had to lose, and it had to be us.
Yeah, and it's always tough because, a loss is still a loss, but it seems that the team never quit fighting. When it could have gotten really bad or they could have gotten down by a couple scores, they punched right back, and you got to at least admire that on the road in front of a hostile crowd like that.
Oh, absolutely. I told the kids after the game, as disappointed as I was in the result, I couldn't be more proud of their effort, and everything they did to win, and they played together and fought hard, and I was just real excited for them. I was just really disappointed in the outcome.
And this experience hopefully will pay big dividends down the road.
Well, you'd hope so. Again, a young football team, and hopefully that works to our benefit. It's just hopefully sooner than later.
Absolutely, Coach. Well, coming up after the break, we'll go over the final stats of the game, get Coach's thoughts on the game, also look ahead to this afternoon's game. That's all coming up. Stay tuned. And welcome back. We're here with Coach Dan McLaughlin. Coach, looking back at the game last week, we were just talking during the break. On paper, you guys won the stats. Outgained them on the yards, 520 to 448. A 200-yard rushing day, 300-yard passing day. Zach Osborne, 24-51 for 318, 3 touchdowns. Great day from Austin Stark and Charlie Davidson. Both of them 100-plus yards receiving and rushing. Unfortunately, just where it matters on the scoreboard, it just didn't happen. But like we talked about, it's been a tough year, but the guys, I feel like they're so on the cusp of maybe having that breakthrough game. What's your kind of thoughts? I mean, I know it's a tough loss that we had, but
yeah, I agree. I'm a bottom line guy, and we can sit and if and what and all of that, and but the bottom line is we lost the game, and so it really doesn't change anything in terms of your record and what you're looking forward to. The good thing about it is. Our kids are a young team, as you said, and they continue to compete, they continue to fight, they continue to get better. And I'm just real excited about the future. I just don't know how long the future is away from us, hopefully soon. But there's a lot of good things that come out of that game, and a lot of things for those kids to be proud of, and hopefully we can continue to work and just keep punching, and things will get better for us.
And I know maybe looking at the score, you wouldn't think that the defense played well, but you had a couple guys that just really had some sharp games once again. Yeah,
Austin Pomeisel played a great game. Nick Monzu had another big game. I thought that Jeff Anatop played really well again. Abram Walker had a sack and made his presence felt on the defensive line. Nathan Scott at outside linebacker had another good game. So again, it's just consistency and getting everybody together. But again, you got to tip your hat. They're a great football team. You know, they did a great job, and so I'm not going to sit and beat our kids up because they played really well as well. It was a great football game. It's unfortunately somebody had to lose.
And so often you'll hear coaches talk about the process of how things, you know, throughout a season, it's kind of a growth. It's trying to see your kids grow up before you. The offense looked a lot sharper than maybe what it had the last couple of weeks, and I think that might go with the growth of having a redshirt freshman. You know, we mentioned Zach Osborne, 300-yard passing day, 3 touchdowns. Austin Stark, 9 catches for 162 yards and a pair of scores. And then Charlie Davidson, once again, your workhorse coming back, 24 carries for 189 yards and 2 scores. Is the offense starting to are we starting to see it grow up into what it maybe you planned to be before the season started?
I think so. I do. You know, we only play 2 seniors on offense, and so they've really come around and getting better every week, and they played really well Saturday. Now it's just a matter of consistency and putting it together and play another game really well. Can we do that? And I think that's a question that needs to be answered, but I'm excited about what I see. I think we've had continued growth all season. It'd just be nice to see it rewarded with a victory. Absolutely.
The turnover battle, I know, has been a constant battle, no pun intended. But even though still turnovers are happening, I noticed the defense is starting to force more turnovers too, which has got to at least make you a little feel better that if you are making a turnover, your defense can go back out there and take the ball right back.
Yeah, defense did a better job. We actually, we get credited with 3 turnovers, but it was actually 4 because, in my opinion, the block punt is kind of the same as a turnover. We did throw a bad interception. We lost a couple of fumbles. The defense gained us a couple, which was good. They're doing a better job of stripping the ball, and we work on it every night in practice, and hopefully we'll see some results of those efforts as well.
Yes, we do hope so. Thanks a lot, Coach. Well, Wayne State 360 presented by Northeast Nebraska Insurance is still to come. Don't go away.
Wayne State 360, a look at what's going on all around the Wildcat campus. Brought to you by Northeast Nebraska Insurance.
And welcome back. Now time to check in on the Wayne State volleyball team. The Wildcat spikers and setters are doing pretty well this year. 2-1 was what the Wildcats went last week. They're now 15-6 on the year. Wayne State swept Peru State last week. Got the win at Upper Iowa before eventually falling at Winona State 3-1. Wayne State volleyball team did drop 2 spots down to number 17 in the latest poll. This coming week, they'll be on the road versus Augustana. They were on the road versus Augustana this past Tuesday. They then hosted number 4 Minnesota Duluth last night, and they'll host St. Cloud State later today at 4 p.m. As you can see from the top 25, pretty much stays the same. Concordia St. Paul still on top with Wayne State, as we mentioned, in at number 17. Coming back here now with Coach McLaughlin. Coach, today's opponent, you guys get the home matchup against Concordia St. Paul, 1 p.m. at Cunningham Field. Looking at the Golden Bears, they're coming off of a 3-game losing streak is actually what they're on right now. You guys are still looking for home win number 1. Something's going to give today. What are your initial impressions on this team, and what's going to be kind of some challenges that you're going to see with Concordia St. Paul?
They have 2 of the best defensive linemen in the league, maybe the best defensive lineman in Zach Moore. They're outstanding up front defensively. They play a lot of what we call cover 0, which is straight man-to-man coverage, and they blitz a lot, and very, very aggressive defensively. Which is a great thing for them. The good thing for us is that if you do break into the open, you can score because everybody's chasing somebody else, and that hopefully is going to work to our benefit. Offensively, they're pretty varied in what they do. Their quarterback is a good player, and so it's the South Division of our conference is just it's a meat grinder. Every week is a great football game, and so it's another one. And even though they've lost 3 they're in a row, they're a very good team, and we're going to have to play well in order to win. And hopefully we'll play better than we did last week. We have been playing better each week, and hopefully we'll continue to do that.
We'll break over that hump and get that first win. Is this a game that we could see that maybe it's going to be made or break in the trenches? Because it seems like with those 2 defensive linemen, if you can seal them off and get Charlie to run wild, it could be a good day for you guys.
That's absolutely correct, Jordan. That's absolutely correct. And if we can handle them up front, I think we got a great chance. And then it'll be the same way on the other side too. Our D-line has got to generate some pass pressure on their quarterback. in order to disrupt his timing and rhythm. And again, if we can do that, I think we got a great opportunity.
Now, can we expect a slugfest here, or is this going to be another shootout? What's going to be kind of, do we know going in, or is this going to kind of be whatever the opponent gives us?
Really, I think the key to the game is going to be special teams. I really do. I think field position is what's going to determine the game. If we can generate some field position with our special teams and not give it up too much, I think we've got enough on offense that we can score some points. So we'll see. I hope it's not a shootout, because I didn't like that one last Saturday. So we'll see how that goes. But hopefully our defense plays a little bit better and our offense continues to improve. And looking forward to great things from our kids.
Well, with your offensive weapons that you have, from Tyler Bash to Austin Stark to obviously your quarterback, like I said, I think the offense is starting to click pretty well here.
Yeah, they're starting to come around, and again, a bunch of young kids playing hard and hopefully getting better, and looking forward to see what they can do.
All right, Coach. Well, we'll preview what's coming up in Wayne State Athletics this week. Plus, we'll get Coach's 3 keys to victory over Concordia St. Paul coming up next. Don't go away. Taking a look at Wayne State Athletics this week, October 27th through November 2nd. The week ahead, the women's soccer team will be on the road for the whole week at Upper Iowa tomorrow, October 27th at 1 p.m. And then a Halloween matchup at Southwest Minnesota State. That game takes place Thursday at 3 p.m. The women's volleyball team also on the road this week. The volleyball team will be at Minnesota Crookston next Friday at 7 p.m. That's November 1st. Hard to believe we're already into the month of November. Then they'll be at Bemidji State that Saturday. That one also will tip off at 4 p.m. Coming back here with Coach McLaughlin. Coach, we got Concordia St. Paul at home today, a 1 p.m. kickoff. Trying to get that first home win of the season. I know it's on the cusp for you guys. It's right for the taking. What are going to be the 3 keys to get the win over the Golden Bears?
Solid special teams play. I think that's the key this week, and good field position. You know, great coverage in our side of it, and you know, making sure we don't get a kick blocked. Those kinds of things. Protecting our kickers. We have excellent kickers. We just got to let them do their job. So I think that's the first key. The same old one, turnovers. We just can't afford to turn the ball over, and it's been a bugaboo all season, and we're getting better at it, but we're still not anywhere close to where we need to be. So that's the second one. And then defensively, we need to tackle better. We missed some tackles against Winona that hurt. A lot of that was due to their execution. Some of it was due to just our missed assignments, and we've got to get that taken care of. So that's what I would look at, is solid special teams play, eliminate turnovers, and be solid in the tackling.
And it seems too, I know you mentioned yourself just being a bottom line guy. Eventually, you kind of have to start putting the results on the field. But are you encouraged though by the team? Because even though there's been some tough losses, and maybe some losses that you haven't seen the team play where they should be, they're still growing. I mean, this is a very young team. They're still trying to come up and really kind of learn with each other. You know, it is a redshirt freshman. I know we kind of take Zach maybe a little bit for granted that he should be a little bit, he seems like he's a little older, but he's still a redshirt freshman. And this offense has grown up. The defense is under a new scheme. Where do you kind of see this team right now, going into the game today?
Well, we're tremendously better than we were at the beginning of the season. There's no doubt about that. Unfortunately, it doesn't reflect in the record. And like I said, I'm a bottom line guy. We're still 2-5 regardless of how you look at that. But when you look at the fact that we really only play 4 seniors significantly, that says a lot for the kids, I think. And we play some really young kids, some freshmen and sophomores that are just now getting their feet wet and figuring out how to win at this level. And we've gotten better, and I think the future is very, very bright for this football team. As I said, it just can't get here soon enough.
It's almost one of those, I know it's maybe a different analogy, but kind of taking your lumps from Big Brother, because and eventually it'll pay off here in the next couple games or next season.
I sincerely hope that's the case, yes.
Well, Coach, we got the game against Concordia St. Paul today. Next week, number 1 Minnesota State Mankato. If we can get things rolling this week, who knows what can happen next week on the road.
Yeah, we get to go up to Mankato and play the number 1 team in the nation, an outstanding football team. I've seen them on film already against other opponents. They're really, really good, and it's exciting to be able to play the team considered the best team in the nation at their place. Looking forward to that challenge, but we've got our work to do today first, and that's a more important step right now, and hopefully we'll play well against Concordia.
Get the win against the Golden Bears, and who knows, maybe we can ripe for an upset next week.
You never know. Yeah, that's why they play the game instead of mailing in the scores. So.
Absolutely, because you never know what can happen.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, that's going to do it for us. We'd like to thank you once again for sitting down with us. Best of luck today, and
Appreciate it, Jordan.
we'll see you next week.
Thank
okay?
you so much.
Absolutely. That's going to do it for the Wayne State Coaches Show. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next week, and go Cats.